Family, what up? What up? What up? What up? Y'all, we in the virtual building tonight, and man, I'm with a very, very special guest tonight. The curator, the genius behind Unmuted with Kimmeshia. Wait, Mish. Wait, you
Yeah,
use all three names or all four names, right? It's Kimmeshia.
Rogers-Jones.
Yo, I'm saying,
Yeah, they use my whole government.
listen, we on tonight, y'all.
We
Special
are.
announcement. Special announcement tonight. We're going to be talking everything about Women and Children's March Protected by Dads. That is happening on May 2nd here in our great city of Patterson. So do me a favor as you are logging in tonight. I want you to tag, I want you to share, I want you to engage with us in the comment section. I know Patterson, we are in the middle of a hot and spicy
Very
election
nice.
season. Mish,
Yeah.
how you holding up over there?
I'm holding up. I think like most residents, watching, taking notes, asking questions, observing very, closely. And yeah, just astonished at some points and grabbing my pearls for some things. But yeah, this is very important, and regardless of the theatrics of it, this is a very very important time for our community, and I'm excited to see our community come out and show
Yeah,
up May 12th. So most of all, that's what I'm looking forward to. I see a lot more engagement than I've ever seen when it comes to politics and what just being more engaged about what's happening in the community. So I'm excited to see the community really show up May 12th. So yeah.
wow, that's really huge. And I
Yeah.
mean, when you think about the field of 16 that's fighting for three seats, um, what are some of your thoughts that come to mind with that? Because I mean, 16 people trying to get votes for three seats, that's a lot.
Well, I think that really speaks to the condition of our city. I think that
Hmm.
speaks volumes.
Yeah,
Um, and so to see 16, well, 13 people stand up and say, I will, put myself out there to be the person to try to help move the city forward. So every person that's running, I commend them on taking on that responsibility and that charge. But I think seeing how congested this is, it just speaks to the city. It speaks to the people and being fed up and just ready for change. And so, this is the process. We live in America, and everyone has an opportunity to stand and be that person. So, I'm waiting to see. I think for me, I see so many people, and I'm trying to figure. I'm still trying to narrow it down myself, of who out of the 16 who are going to be my three. So we have a big feat ahead of us to really pick the right people to move the city forward, and we shouldn't
yeah,
take this lightly. And we should really all, take this very seriously, do our due diligence, and do what we believe would be right, not just for ourselves but for the community. So yeah, good luck to everyone.
yeah. And I mean, this is kind of we'll segue into our main reason for logging
Hmm.
in tonight. But what's to our voters out there, as someone who recently participated in elections, what are some of the things that you look for in those that are, well, we won't go to the mayor, we'll stick with the
Hmm.
council. What are some of the things that you look for in the council? And then from your experience in a campaign, what should our community be looking for?
For me, what I look for, I want to know that they understand what the role entails. I'm not looking for perfection, but I am looking for some sense of that they understand what they're supposed to be doing. Um, I also am looking at what their plan is. How
Yeah.
will they, what is their hope in moving the city forward, and how will they execute it? It's one thing to say, family, community, public safety, and just throw out those dog whistle words that gets people ears open, but to really have a plan on how they will execute, and get things moving. And that they've done their homework and their due diligence to understand the role and what they can do, not just feeding
Yeah.
us dreams, but understanding that some things that the community is asking for, they literally will not be able to deliver because it's not their job. And so just being able to say that, like, that's not what my role is or will be, but this is what I can do, and this is how I can help, maybe in that. So that's, for me, that's the main thing I look for.
Yeah.
Candidate. Mm-hmm.
Man, that's good because
Yeah.
I do believe that many people in our community don't know what the role of the council
Mm-hmm.
is, and even some of the requests that come in or the calls that the council get for some of the issues that are ailing our communities. They get upset when council redirects them to maybe say a department head or the department that actually handles, the call. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
hey, calling the council to fix the light on your street.
Yeah. Mm-mm.
It's like, how can you get mad that they didn't fix the light on their street? They don't. That's not what they do.
No.
So if they directed you to a liaison at
Mm-hmm.
PSEG or a company that actually does the work, like I think that
Yeah.
that's something that we need to make sure that we are asking them of something realistic, something that they
Yeah.
can, like you mentioned, something that they can actually do.
And that's
Um,
partly why I came up with Unmuted. That's partly how that was birthed, because
yeah,
you watch social media, you hear a lot of people, they're upset. Oh, you didn't do this, you didn't do that. And it's like, I realized that a lot of our community just didn't understand what certain roles were and who was responsible for what. So it
yeah,
was important for me to give us a platform that will educate us so that we can, know where to go.
yeah.
And give us, that direction. So that was partly why Muted happened, because I was just seeing a lot of confusion. And then a lot of people thrive off of that, giving
Oh,
false
100.
information and, just the confusion of the community. A lot of people have thrived off of it and been very successful because we've been ignorant. Not that we're dumb, but just that we didn't know.
Didn't know.
So Muted is here to help educate so that we can't have that happening to us anymore.
All right,
Yeah.
last question on this political season, this campaign season. What do you think about all of the cleanup videos? Like, what?
you know,
Yo, you had a council person picking up a bed with no gloves on. Like, fam, I would not randomly drive around the city and pick up a bag without my hands being protected, and you're picking up a whole bag.
I think, this election season is very theatrical as well. So not only do you have to be well educated and well versed and, have the speeches and all of that, but it's also theatrics. It's also, people get excited about stuff like that. And so as a politician, you have to have some sense of, community and a little wow factor. And so I think when we see that, it's one, they're responding to the cries of the city, and they want to show them that, hey, I appreciate a leader that can get their hands dirty.
Yeah,
But I
yeah,
think even with that, the community needs to understand cleaning up, going out and cleaning up is not the job of a council or a president. I mean, president or mayor. So it's nice to know that they'll come and help with the cleanup. But we want to know that they'll get the job done so that we don't
yeah.
have to do all of these things. But the theatrics, that's part of election season. That you listen. You see people do the electric slide. We see people talk about bringing hot sauce for chicken. When the election cycle comes, people do a lot of things to get your attention, and so that's what
Yeah.
that is about. But don't let that be your driving force of why you vote. You want to get the knowledge. You want to know that they know what they're doing and that they'll be the best choice, not that they'll clean up the street.
Yeah.
Hey, Sissy.
Man,
Hey, Diane.
thank you all for logging in tonight. And so, Kamisha and I were just having a little preliminary conversation as we
Yeah.
uh, talk about the main reason why we're here. Because
Yeah.
I mean, one of the things that is a concern, especially when it comes to like public safety and quality of life,
Mhm.
is the women and children
Yeah.
in our community, as well as the men in our community. This is the event that's coming up on May 2nd. Let me just share. It is a family event
Yes.
with highlighting women and children
Hmm.
protected by dads. Every role within the family dynamic is important, whether you are, you know, in a home with two parents or you have two parents that are in two separate homes. Every component, every facet of the family structure, family dynamic
Hmm.
is important, and we're going to be highlighting women and children in our community as well as the dads. We understand that our dads, we need you active.
Yes.
Many dads in our communities, we maybe between jobs, or you may not have the best working relationship with the other parent, or
Right.
situations like that. But that should not stop you from being present and active, not just in your children's life, but just in the life of your community.
Hmm.
May not have the money, but guess what? You can go and you can make sure that they
Right.
made it to school safely. You can go, may not have a job, but you can make sure they get their homework done. Like it's just a myriad of things that you can do. And then when it comes to protecting, our women and and our children overall, that's something that we definitely have to emphasize. Too many of our women are being disrespected in our
Hmm.
communities. We need models of adults. I'll say adults, right? So that's male and female. We need models of adults in our community for our children. Like we talk about some of the young people that may be committing violent crimes
Hmm.
with guns, but there are some adults that's committing crimes with the words that they use towards another adult.
Right.
Please believe the activity that's happening on social media, that our young people are seeing it,
Yes.
and we have to do better. We have to do better as a community. So on May 2nd, we're coming together. I mean, Mish, is it's
Yeah,
something to be excited
it's
about.
gonna be a wonderful day of family, community. This isn't a black event. This isn't a Latino event. This is an event for all women and children and all dads. So this is for our whole community of Patterson, New Jersey, and afar. We want to show unity. We want to show love. We want to show community with the village. This is what this is about. That it still takes a village. We need our men just as much as our men need the women, and our children need all of us. So we're definitely very excited. We've been planning and curating this event to march up Broadway and then have a nice family style, like family reunion type cookout an event up there at Eastside Park. And so we're very excited, and we just, we want the community to get excited about it. We want the churches and the community organizations to know that they're welcome to be a part of it, as volunteers, as donors, as partners. So we just want to get everyone excited because this is a great event and a great start to the month of May, where we're celebrating mothers and we're celebrating all these things, throughout the month. So we want to kick that off with this Women and Children's March that's, protected and supported by dads. So we hope that, like, share, follow, share our flyers, and be a part of the day. Don't just share it, but come out and be a part of it to help it be a success.
Yeah. Um, it's May 2nd, and beginning at 9, we're gonna meet up over at the Masonic, right? Where we will start there and end up at the 30 East 33rd Street, and then from East 33rd Street, As she mentioned, there will be a family style cookout. Be a
Mhm.
part of both. Um, Depending on your schedule, whatever you have, if you can move some things around to be a part of that, we want you to be a part. Like we're calling pastors, we're calling imams, right? We're
Yes.
calling rabbis,
Mhm.
leaders within our faith-based communities
Yes.
to be a part of. Like this is so important to have that unity in the family, in the community, to let everybody know that like we care, we see you. We know that things like domestic violence is happening.
Yes.
We know that our children being neglected. We know that it's happening. You know, Although it's not often reported, we have a lot of people on our committee that works in, it has an education background, that they're working in the school systems. They run, civic organizations, grassroots organizations where they are, presenting solutions to, different components or different parts of the problem, right?
Mhm.
Like collectively, like there are, it's a big problem, but then there are problems on the macro level that a lot of our committee they're working on. So they have programs for young men, they have programs for young women, they're even launching programs for women who have been abused. Something in our community that kind of gets pushed under the rug.
Mhm.
And you know our women, and those who have been
Mhm.
abused, they need to know that they're supported. They need to
Yes.
know that you're loved. Like we see you.
Mhm.
We see you. Um,
Yeah, I see that. Michelle McGuire says to see if the schools can post it, and I'll reach out to and see, yeah, because we'll definitely we want to spread the word, and what better place to do that than at the schools to let them know that this event is going to be happening. So we'll definitely look into that. I have sent out emails to churches. If your church hasn't gotten an email, definitely please contact me. You can shoot me an inbox, and I can send you that information because we want to see churches come and be a part of the march, because it's about community and unity. Like Jason said, we want to support our women, our moms. We can see so many negative things all over social media and throughout the world and on the news, but we want to come together as a community, supporting families, supporting our moms, supporting our children, and just letting them know that we are here for them and that we love them, we care, that Patterson is, great people are in Patterson, great families, our children are awesome, our parents are awesome, and we want to show that by putting we are doing this march, and hopefully this is one of many. This will be an annual thing, where we have marches like this to support and encourage family and unity and community, the village. We definitely need the village. So if you are a nonprofit, if you're part of a nonprofit organization, and you're interested in possibly, or you're a resource within a community to help families and help children, and you want to table, we have opportunities to table at the event. So you can also shoot me an inbox with your email. I can send you that information. Again, if you want to march, and or come up, we are curating a day of events at the park as well. So maybe you want to say a few words to encourage the community. We're looking for talent. We're looking for young people who want to sing, who want to dance, who want to do a spoken word. Maybe a mom might want to sing and do a spoken word. We're looking for you as well as a community to come out and present your gifts and to the community in love and support. Shoot us
yeah,
an inbox and we can send you that information as well.
yeah, we're excited. I mean, we already locked in a 75-piece band, a
Let's
75-piece
go.
marching band. So
Let's
I
go.
mean, it's gonna be lit. I
Yes.
think we're having this tonight just to feed you some of the information, but like Trees, it's something that's happening. There are those who are involved and have been confirmed and committed.
Yes.
So, as she's saying, you got a talent, got a skill.
Mm-hmm.
Churches with your dance teams, you have a dance team, man. Participate, be a part in the march.
Please.
We'll be. The thing is, let me say this about the march. I know sometimes a march can be a trigger word in certain organizations, but this is a march of unity. This is a march of peace. This is a march that we're highlighting not just some of the ills of our community, but some of the solutions. On that day, we're going to be praying together. On that day, we're going to be speaking to, some of the things that are happening in our community to bring light to it, right? And then, there are those who are partnering that have solutions. There are those who are connected to the mental health and wellness field, right? Which is something that's, very important in our community. Some of the things that we see happening is because there is mental illness there. That cannot continue to go
Mm-hmm.
neglected, right? Our youth, malnutrition, they're not having the proper diet, so it's hard to even focus in school. It's hard to, be productive because, they're not getting the meals that they need in order for them to, be productive, which impacts their ability to focus. It impacts their energy levels. It's so many things that's tied to it. But this day, we're highlighting solutions. We're highlighting, support for one another. Come, be ready to network.
Yes.
Be ready to network. We have some brilliant minds in our communities that are going to be there that day, and this is the opportunity for you to be a part of the solution. You'll be a part of, you know, moving things forward. Speaking
Yes.
of elections, like and leaders, but I mean, all leaders don't have positions.
Mm-hmm.
You may not be a council person. You may not be the mayor. You may not, be one of the business owners in the cities, right? But you have a skill, you have influence. God has given you a dream or something that you can provide a solution for it. Look, come through, pull up.
Yes.
Be one of the resources. Get you a table. Let us know who you are, so that we can plug you in.
Yes.
And you be a part of the solution for our community. What's up, bro? How you doing, man? Thanks for logging in tonight. Also, Misha, I was trying to find here we go. Here's some things like, so they have, you can donate food.
Mm-hmm.
You can, let's see, you can donate food, and that includes water, that includes juice,
Mm-hmm.
ice,
Snacks.
condiments, chips,
Yeah.
snacks. Yeah,
If you
like
want to
all of those
donate,
things.
if you want to donate, we want to do prizes and things like that. So if you want to donate prizes, to gifts to give um, kids, if you want to donate gift cards so we can have some prizes and things to give away from to the kids, some stuff for recreation, balls, hula hoops, ropes, all of those different things, because we want to have a day of activities where the kids can have a good time, a one-stop shop. We do the march, we march up to the park, and we're there for the day enjoying great food, great family, great music, entertainment, community, resources. So if any of those things you want to be a part of and donate, again, you can inbox myself or Jason. We have Tiffany Jacobs, Roshawn Davis. If you're friends with them, you can inbox them as well.
Willie
But
Peterkin,
it will,
Soriano, Kira
yes,
B. Like, I
we
mean, like,
have Reverend Anthony. Like it's a lot of
Sarah
people.
Anthony, Bishop Michael Odom. I mean,
Yes.
let's keep going.
Yeah, so you can definitely, people ask like, well, how can I be a part of, or no one told me, or so now we're telling you, spread the word, share this live. We will be going live again every Wednesday up to the event, just to get us excited, to let you guys know, you know, what we're up to, where we are, and before we launch this great event. So from this is our first live, but the next 2 weeks we'll be going live on Wednesday. And you just come back and talk and see what exciting things we have. happening. Like Jason said, we have a 75-piece band that will be joining us for the march and the festivities. And as we continue to get, more people coming in and more talent, we'll let you guys know about that as well. If your church has dancers, singers, your school, your organization, let us know. You guys can definitely be a part and present.
Yeah, y'all. This is for the community. It's inclusive. It's not exclusive. It's inclusive, y'all, and we wanted you to know that. So over the next couple of weeks, Misha and I will be back on with guests, and
Mm-hmm.
we'll be speaking to some of the topics. We'll be speaking to the agenda
Mm-hmm.
for that day, because it's not just about the day, but it's about life beyond that day. We'll share, some groups that are already organized, that are already doing the work, where people can connect and get the resources that they need to, be in a safe space or a safe place, right? Have that outlet, also a place for development. Looking to, develop some skills. Those resources will be there as well. And so
Mm-hmm.
we'll have those special guests on speaking to, the agenda for the day, and, what their role is. And again, we're going to be encouraging people over the next couple of weeks to be a part. We want you to be a part of the solution, y'all.
Yes.
Like, Mish, like one of the things we've definitely seen, as you mentioned, like you've seen more engagement.
Mm-hmm.
People will engage on social media, but won't show up.
Yes. Yes. And that's what we don't want. We want you to engage us here, but we want you to come out and engage in the community for this great event. We do a lot of talking, but we want to see action, put some action behind those words. We say this a lot. Oh, there's nothing going on in Patterson. There are great things happening in Patterson every
Absolutely.
week. Great things, great organizations, churches, clubs, ethnic groups, all of these things, all of these different groups are always doing something. I know from my side of social media, and Tiffany has the Patterson community Facebook that tells you all the different things that's happening. So if you're not a part of her group where you can stay informed on what's happening, I encourage you to join Tiffany's group. But Tiffany, I know you're on. If you can give a link to that so you can stay informed. But there are great things happening, and this is one of them. And I hope to see you, your family, and all your friends to come out and have a great time and family fun and community.
Yeah, definitely. I think for Tiffany's page, it's Patterson, New
Mhm.
Jersey Community Events, Information and Recreation, right? And it's a hub, right? Like you list your event, you list your organization, you can find so many activities, up there. There's at least 10,000 members
Yes.
that's a part of that group. So,
Yes.
you can definitely, find, what you're looking for there. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, again, because what happens is you see somebody say something on Facebook, and then you join in the conversation like, oh, we don't have this, or oh, we don't have that. I can almost guarantee you what you say you don't have, we actually do have.
Yes.
You just haven't left your bubble or your circle to see.
Mm-hmm.
Or what if you were the person that's been, as we say in church, anointed to provide that event or that
Yes.
program, right? Like,
Yes.
we have to stop leaving things to other people. Let's
Yeah.
become heroes for ourselves.
Yeah.
Champion, causes. I love that, Kimmeshia with unmuted, that you took it in your hands instead of complaining like, oh, we have ignorant voters. Like, you know what? Nah, let's
Mhm.
let's remove that. Let's
Yeah.
let's create educated voters. Let me
Yes.
provide a platform where those who do know can come and share and
Yes.
educate on how we can hold the mayor
Yes.
accountable, or what we should be holding the council accountable to, not whether
Right.
they answer your call to have your garbage picked up. No, you call
Correct.
DPW,
Yes.
right? and you find out, and they can direct you, because I mean,
Yes.
some of the information, it's right there online.
It is. It
You
is.
you typing on Facebook, that same energy can be put to go to that website, to
Yes.
go to that group's page and find the information that you're looking for.
Hmm.
But Kimmeshia, like I
Jason,
commend
can
you for
you pin Tiffany's post? She
Yep.
comment that gives us the page, the link to the page. Got it, Carla. Yeah, no, but Jason, that is correct. They say the saying is ignorance is bliss, so sometimes we live blissfully ignorant. But I want to believe that we can only live so blissful for so long. And
Yeah, because it'll catch up, and
like it does. And I think we can see that our bliss has really turned us on our ear. And we can see the city imploding, and the things that are happening is because we were, just blissfully sitting by and letting a lot of things happen to us. So it's important for us to stay educated. Tiffany's page is one of those pages. You got children, you got family, you want to know what's happening in the community every week. Every month, Tiffany's page provides that. And if
yeah,
you're hosting an event, you can share it on her page so that more people, like Jason said, there's 10,000 people in that page right now. So that means at least 10,000 people will see your flyer for your
yeah,
event, at least 10.
yeah,
But if all 10,000 or just 1,000 share it, then that's more people that'll see. So I will say Tiffany's page was one of the best things. And she's the perfect example of also, she saw a need and she said, you know what, I'll do it.
yeah,
She saw a need. She heard the complaints.
yep,
She heard the concerns. And she said, you know what? Let me create a space that everyone can go to find out what's going on in the city.
yeah. And so speaking of what's going on in the city, for all of my men that are up
Yes.
there, tomorrow morning, I need a sellout crowd to pull up Lafayette Street at Ladder Glory for all my brothers. Every month, we gather about 25, 30 men. We're always looking to add brothers to that group. It's a group where we talk about relationships, we talk about growth and self development, we talk about faith, we talk about recovering from loss.
Mm-hmm.
We talk about men and masculinity and manhood,
Yeah.
and it's such a room for healing. Like, so if you're ready to grow, if you're ready to get out of the rut, if you're ready to develop as a man, reconnect or learn how to reconnect in your relationships with your children, your spouse, or just having healthy friendships, man, pull up. It's the men's support group. We have it every month. If you go to my page, if you're not following me, Jason Moody, JAE.Moody 12. Yeah, you can get the information there. Like every month we have it, man. And 25, roughly 20, 25, 30 guys show up, and man, we have some great conversations. If you think men don't cry, then pull up on that room. I promise you, you're gonna see some tears, because the conversations become so passionate. The conversations, hit home and hit your heart.
Yeah.
And man, it's so healthy. It's so good for us to, see men,
Mm-hmm.
right? We need healthy models of men in our community. So that's tomorrow, and then you'll find out each month where we are and what we're doing. If you have teenage young men, there's
Mm-hmm.
a couple of groups for teenage young men, and
Yes.
these are non-sports related, y'all. We're
Yes.
teaching life skills. We're talking development. You have the young men's group that Pastor Jason Rogers lead, and
Yes.
then you have the young men's group that Unity Foundation leads. I mean,
Yes.
it's some great stuff that's happening in those rooms, and you need something for your young man, your young teenage man to
Mm-hmm.
do. I just gave you two. I just gave you two solutions. Pull up. We working. We,
And Jason, you're right. I've heard great things about your men's group. Mental health is key, and our men need safe spaces to be able to talk about those things that truly speak to their lives and having other men pour into them. And So we women took a page from your book and we
Nice.
started a women's circle. We met last month where we at Holy Tabernacle Apostolic Church, 8082 Holzman Street. We met last month where Lady Rudolph was our initial speaker. And
Wow,
so
yes.
now we are doing this for this whole year. We'll be meeting once a month. Our next meeting is tomorrow, where the Reverend Janelle York will be our facilitator for this group. If you're looking to grow in faith, grow in spirit, grow in love, grow in wisdom, grow in womanhood, grow in sisterhood, fellowship, if you need that extra support and encouragement, the way Ruth and Naomi, this is what we're doing. We're pouring the young into the old, into the old, into the young, helping each other, birthing. When we think about Elizabeth and Mary, pulling forth those things within us with each other. So if you're looking for something like that for encouragement, just like we have it for the men, we're doing it now for the women, and we'll be meeting tomorrow at 10 a.m. 8082 Holzman Street, and Reverend Janelle York is our facilitator for next month. So I encourage you women to come on out and be a part. Here we in the community. You hear that?
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Here I got my
yeah,
windows open, so y'all
yeah.
know we in Paris. It's hot. Everybody outside. They outside. The motorbikes out.
Listen, oh man, that was so good. That was so good. Great segue into that because even
Right.
after the march, listen out because there will be more support groups. I know there'll be a women's
Mhm.
conversation. There'll be a men's panel that's coming. Even matter of fact, so tomorrow's the 18th. All right, next week there's a men's conference at International High School. So I mean, come on, guys, like don't be fooled by all of the conversations about what we don't have. There are quite a few things that are happening. All right, cool. We may not have a rec center yet,
Yet.
but we can get together and play some ball in the
Yeah.
parks.
There is
Like, I mean,
recreation happening.
if
Yes.
if you really want to do something right, and I know somebody's gonna be like, Jay, Patterson is not safe. Um,
I think we could debunk that. I think us coming together as a community, letting, those who will try to keep our community unsafe, letting them know that that's not what we're going to accept or allow any further. And we're meeting in these places. And I think that's what it is. We have to bring the positivity to these spaces. We see the new parks happening. All these spaces are available for us to come and be a part. And I think the more we shine positive light, we can pull out the negative light.
Absolutely, and you can have good, healthy recreation in our parks.
Yes,
So
we can.
that's where I was about to go because like the negative news that you hear is less than 1%
Yes,
of our
yes.
population, but because we give it attention, all of a sudden now the whole city is bad. Throw the
Boom.
whole no, you
Yeah,
don't you don't you don't have a hundred 99 good people and you say I'm gonna throw all 99 out because one
right.
bad, right? Like no, that's not what it is,
Yeah.
man. And so we encourage you. We can be the solution if we want to be the solution,
We
y'all.
are the
Uh,
solution. The
my good
you.
brother, my good brother, Amish, our good brother, is
Yeah, I
isn't
mean,
the verse we're working on?
sometimes he's my good brother, and sometimes he is the bane of my existence.
It's correct. It's correct.
Oh gosh, but we got the love. I love him. He is, just a great guy and a person who really cares about his community. He gives, he supports, he pours into, he pulls purpose out of you, encourages me, especially in everything that I'm doing. He pushes me to be great. Yes, Carla, I am talking about the Carla. I'm talking about Roshan. Can you believe it? Carla, I'm talking about Roshan right now. And these kind words. Also, one of Patterson's finest, Patterson firemen, who we love right now. Look at him repping our city here, protecting our city. Has answered the call to many of the fires we have seen, and we're grateful for his bravery and all of the men and women. Roshawn is one of the planners and originators, curators for this women's march, and we're glad that he came on and joined us today.
Bro, what's up, man?
Thank you for that. What's up, bro? How you? Hey, Snookums, how you?
You know what? Yes, and he tortures us with his food pictures. He shows us the food, but doesn't share the food.
This is correct.
Yes.
This is correct. How everybody doing? I'm on duty, as y'all can see. But I said, let me go ahead and try to jump on real quick, especially before Shadeja fight. Anybody that
Right.
we supposed to be fighting around 10 o'clock, something like that. So I said, let me jump on to say hello and add a little bit to what's going on May 2nd. It's a beautiful thing. Women and Children's March, protected by dads. It started with a conversation with a couple people. Came to me about spreading some unity for like family unity. It's basically wanting to highlight the nuclear family a little more.
Yeah.
I thought it was a great idea. Let's pour into our community, support our family, support our women, be there for our children, the whole thing. So when they brought it to me, I was like, you know what, it's a good idea. And even afterwards, let's have a nice little gathering where we can sit down, we can converse, we can eat, we can break bread, play some music, play some games, just let it all hang out. So I thought it was a great idea. We put together some good people, some great people to to help facilitate this thing. And when I tell you that, these individuals, they hit the ground running. I appreciate them. I'm proud of the work that they're doing. They going above and beyond. So everybody come out and support what what everybody is doing. They working hard, especially, these two right here, like she already know whenever I'm doing something, she getting that phone call. They already know whatever's going on. I may send him like a little text bothering him every once in a while just to mess with him. But he already know when it's time to go to work, I'm gonna make that phone call like, yo, let's get this done, man. Let's get it done. And they always, they always answer the call. I'm thankful for their friendship, their brotherhood, their sisterhood. Everybody that's on the call, I appreciate you. Come out and enjoy it. It's gonna be a good time.
Yes. Thank you, brother.
Sure.
Thank you.
Sure.
Yes.
And we always appreciate, the work that you and your colleagues do.
Yes.
Bronze Shield, everyone that's a part of Bronze Shield, and then just
Bronze
everyone
Heat.
that's Bronze Heat. Sorry, Bronze
Heat,
Shield is
yeah.
the police. Sorry,
Know
Bronze Heat.
Know what you mean.
Good look. Thank you, bro. Thank you for the grace. Right, y'all. He being nice because we live. I just want
Yeah,
I
really want y'all to know that because Roshawn, you know what, and I'm gonna be nice because we're alive.
This is true. This is true.
Usually,
I ain't gonna lie. That's because I love you. That's because I love you.
Love it.
We love you too.
But yeah, the work that the Bronze Heat is doing, and was interesting, and one thing that I really appreciate is like they'll be behind the scenes. They don't have to be in the forefront. They just want to make sure that something, gets done, and we're grateful for the work that they do. Hey, I think your brother Kev is trolling tonight. I see eyes. Okay. I don't even want to know what that means, man. Kev is on tonight. Kev, what's up, big bro? Kev said Eastside Park needs an upgrade, but I know he works out up there from time to time. Him and a few other guys. So, again, somebody's getting this to the mayor in his round after they finish the pickle ball court. Yes. Let's go on to the other part of Eastside Park and let's get some other things upgraded.
Yes, there's work to do, but till then, we're gonna make the best use of that park up by the gazebo. That's where the family cookout will be. We'll be at the gazebo. Free, food for the kids and family, while supplies last. So that's why if you asking, well, what can I do? I don't sing, I don't dance, but I want to contribute. If you want to donate, you can donate. If you would like to volunteer, you can volunteer. You are needed. Yes, behind the scenes, we don't always have to be up front. I know I hear a lot of people, a lot of my friends, Tiffany Jacobs is one. She'll tell you in a minute. Don't put me in the spotlight. Give me everything behind the scenes. We always need people like that as well, that don't mind getting their hands dirty and putting their muscle to the plow to get the work done. So if you would like to volunteer, please inbox us. You can
you have
be
administrative skills as we're organizing vendors.
Yes.
You can, help with organizing the vendors. You can help with the
Checking
placement,
in.
help with the logistics.
Yes.
There are tons of things. Again, I gave a list a little earlier about the items, whether it's ice, whether it's juice, whether it's soda, whether it's chips, a lot of snacks, cookies, cakes, cupcakes.
Yeah.
You want to donate some giveaways. We're going to be doing giveaways, as Kimmeshia mentioned. So, for those who are joining later in the call, we talked about some things that you can donate. Yes, vendors are permitted, but I know that there's a criteria. There won't be any charges for vendors, but there is a criteria. So definitely reach out to Kimmeshia. She can share all of that.
Send me an email. Inbox me, and I can give you that information on what that looks like. Because there are some stipulations for that, and we'll let you know how to proceed if there's a place.
Mish, what's your email?
Kimmeshia, KIMMESHIA @gmail.com. You can send it to that email.
That's it? Just Kimmeshia @gmail?
Simple and easy. There you go. So shoot me an email, say Women and Children's March, and just a short what it is you need, and then I can put you into the right person's vicinity so that they can help you, because we do have a whole committee, and each group has their roles. So just shoot me that email and I'll let you know how to proceed. But we're excited, and I hope you guys are getting excited about this. We want to see, thank you. We want to see you. We want to see your family, your aunties, your cousins, the children. This is a great day, free fun. Kids could come, have some recreation, have some lunch, and then, it'll end and we can go home and get ready, because I believe it's that Mother's Day weekend. Yes, so there you go.
No. It's the week before Mother's Day weekend.
The week before Mother's Day weekend.
Yeah.
It's May. Every weekend gonna be.
You guys, we know May is Mother's Day month.
Every weekend gonna be Mother's Day weekend. But I just want to add to what they were saying as well, though. So because we always get a lot of people that they want to get involved. They may have a skill set that some people don't know how to get involved. Then you have those that, even once it's over, oh, they could have did this, they could have did that. Why didn't they do this? Why didn't they do that? Why nobody called me? I could have did this. Let me tell you something. This is open for everybody. Yeah. Anybody that want to get involved, get involved. We is not turning anybody around unless it's some nonsense. We ain't playing with no nonsense. But anybody that want to get involved, because please, we don't want to hear once it's done, what we could have did, what we should have did, why this wasn't done that way. If they would have did that, bring your skill set, bring your volunteership, bring your ideas, bring everything, and y'all just jinx me, but it's all right.
Well, you heard that. That means I think he got to go.
Let me see what this is.
But goodbye.
Time to go save a life, man. Y'all in it real time, man.
Don't do what we pay you for.
I was just about to start talking junk, and God was like, "Not today, State.
Get to work.
Not today, State. Yo, I love y'all. Y'all come out. It's gonna be a great time. I appreciate you. I gotta get up out of here. I say peace and peace and respect always.
Thank you. Thank you. And God keep you safe.
Nothing like having a team where you can have fun with one another while you're doing something so serious. But Mish, man, it's been a good night.
Yes.
I think we've gotten this started. So just the FYI, we'll be back on Wednesday night at 8 p.m. The next 2 Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. Tap in, y'all. We got more guests coming on, and we'll be talking, just about, different things about that day and the programs that'll be happening at the park. as well as the march. So you definitely,
Very
and you know what?
excited.
Too, this will be a good time to show our young people what a peaceful march looks like.
Yes.
Bringing light to something,
Mm-hmm.
that's happening in our community, and how
Yeah.
we can influence change.
Yes.
So, Mish, last words.
Community tap in. This is not, again, like I said, this is not Black, Latino. This is Patterson family, all of us. We all are here together in Patterson, the great city of Patterson, and we want to see everyone represented. So this is not for one group. This is for us all, and we would love to see everyone represented and everyone come out and enjoy a beautiful day of family, of love, and community. So please, again, if you want to reach out to myself or Jason, my email is in the chat. Please shoot me an email letting me know that you, your organization, your church, your community group will love to be a part. We need donors, we need volunteers, we need the community, and that is you. So please come out. Please come out May 2nd. Please come out and be a part.
Family, appreciate you always for joining in. Make sure. All right, so we got another one to. All right,
Yes.
so we're gonna pin this one too.
And come
Well,
back to this live. If you
yeah,
ever like, oh, what was that? You can come back to this live because these comments will be in the live. Tiffany here. If you want to register to table. So to table is if you have like you a resource and you want to give resource and information to the community, you want a table, you can click that link and register. You want to volunteer, you can click that link to volunteer. If you would like to donate, you can click the link as well to donate. And again, you can also email me and I'll send you the link as well. All right. So definitely, please share, tell your friends and family that May 2nd, we're having a huge community march, moms and children protected by dads. And after the march, we're going to have a beautiful family cookout at Eastside Park. And we would love for you all to be there.
all right. Mish, thank you so much. Appreciate
Thanks,
you.
Jason.
Listen, y'all, if you have not subscribed, if you have not gone to her page, yo, go
Yes,
check out Unmuted. Go check out
Unmuted will be we will be live this Sunday at 8 p.m. when we have a very special guest. We're getting into the mayoral election. So the next few weeks, I have some special guests coming on that's going to speak directly to the mayoral election
Oh,
and
that's
what
good.
to expect from the candidates. So that's a little hint right there. So
Uh,
join us Sunday at 8 p.m. for our first guest. And the next few weeks, we'll be having a guest up until May 10th. The election is May 12th. So come on to Unmuted because I have some great things in store to encourage you, to empower you, educate you so you can make a sound decision as it comes to the election on May 12th. So I hope to see you guys Sunday, 8 p.m. here on Facebook.
oh man, that's good, y'all. So make sure y'all tap in. Mish, are you on YouTube?
Yes, I'm on YouTube under my name, Kimmeshia Rogers-Jones. I
Okay.
am on Instagram under Unmuted with Kimmeshia, and Facebook Unmuted with Kimmeshia L. Rogers-Jones. So definitely you can find me across all of those. I'm also on TikTok as well, and it's under my name, Kimmeshia. So you can find me on all of those platforms. And we're just getting started, but we want to make an impact. We want to serve our community and give our community what they need so they can be educated and well versed out here. So we're no longer, taken advantage of. Ignorance was bliss, but now we want to know.
Yeah.
We want to
Yeah.
know. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Well, family, thank you all for joining in. You can watch this replay. If you're on Facebook, you'll have 30 days. If you want to watch
Right.
this, playback on YouTube, we are under CCCOFNJ
Mm-hmm.
TV, and you'll see the link, you'll see the
Yeah.
conversation. All right, everybody, have an amazing and wonderful night. And listen, one little prayer in your life. Pull up on me, tap in every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 6:30 a.m. It's a great way to start your day. I promise you.
Nice.
I got you.
Thank
All right,
you.
family.
Good night, everybody.